I'm in Inwood, just before Shingletown, about 3 miles north of Highway 44. The Inwood Road is 300 feet off the southeast corner, um, right over in that direction. The south line, there's a big flat on that side. We can't see it right now. The south line that comes along El Selmo and shoots through this zone. There's a fence right down there. It is fenced. And then it comes up, a lot of usable ground over on this side. It's just rolling, not as much maybe as behind me, but a nice usable ground. Comes up, and the southwest corner is very close to the towers of the power line. They're on the other, it's on the other side of the power line. The power line is actually crossing the west line of this property, and the power line is actually true north. And then that west line goes half mile, 2640, all the way to Bear Creek, and which is the lowest point you can imagine out there between here and then highest mountains you can see, right where my finger is pointing. That is Bear Creek. So what the vegetation's doing is flat in this area: ponderosa pine, gray pine, oak, flat to rolling. And that's generally the theme of this property: flat to rolling. But as you go north towards the creek, we have these rock outcroppings where we have elevation changes, and it'll be like a bench, then it'll drop 30 or 40 feet on a rock outcropping, similar to this kind of rock, and then you'll be in ideal soils again. And then it'll go 30 or 40 feet, and there's probably the next one down is Douglas fir, ponderosa pine Douglas fir. And then the last one is at least 30 acres. The creek wraps right around it, is at least 30 feet or 40 feet above the creek in elevation, so well outside the floodplain. And it's all Doug fir to white fir, some incense cedar, and it has grapevines and blackberries all the way around it, willows too in spots. A lot of signs of water, incredible growth rate on the timber, beautiful soils, and again, outside of the floodplain, but right next to the creek. Very, very scenic. All the area along the creek is scenic, but that point stands out because on this end, along the creek, it's a little steeper. The northeast, it's flattish again, bench, flat, roll, then flat. It's a series of elevation changes, but literally it's 85% usable on that zone. A very scenic, endless farm, vineyard potential, home potential, one of a kind property.